Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today for the another show for the business application. So we are here today to discuss about the sales app, and this show is hosted by CSharpCorner community. So let's see that what is the agenda for today. So in last two sessions, we discussed about the fundamentals of the Dynamics 365 app and the Power Platform fundamentals. Now we are starting with the first party apps that is, basically from the Microsoft. So first app that we are going to discuss about the sales app. So here is the agenda today. We will start a basic introduction about the sales app. Why we use sales app and what is the use of sales app and all the things, and then we will start with the basic keywords. So you will be hearing these keywords when we will be discussing about the different apps, and then we will know that what is the customer and what are the different types of customer in Dynamics 365. And then we will discuss about the sales life cycle. So how when we start from the lead and when we finish it to the invoice, so what are the steps in between that we do. Okay, and then we will see quick overview of how to create that lead and what are the internal sales process that is normally used for the lead entity. And we will have discussion about the activities as well. That's very important part of the any first party app. So whenever we are working with any entity, we capture lots of details. So we will see about that, and then we will have a quick demo on that sales app. So this is our first part that we are going to discuss today. So before jumping to the much on the sales app, let's have a quick introduction about ourselves. Myself, Mahender, and I'm principal consultant at Himbap. So I have been working with Microsoft technology. It's like 16 years, and I have Venkata with me, and he's also lead software engineer at APM, and he's also 13 plus years experience in Microsoft technology. So Venkata, you want to say hello to our audience?
Hi everyone.
Okay, so I'm not going to spend more time on it. So let's jump into the first slide. So as I said that, this today we are going to talk about the sales app. So this is the, when we talk about that first party apps, or, when we earlier used to talk about the CRM modules. So that's the first, app or module we discuss when we work about the dynamic CRM. So the main first party app, that whether it's sales app or customer service app or the marketing app or field service or any app, the main centric point here is the customer. And the main first motto of using these app is to keep track of our customer data, right? So we store lots of customer information, whether it's a sales information, whether it's a the basic need details that we capture on the lead, or it's their ordering information or their product or services. So everything that is tracked into that sales app. Okay, so when we track this information, on the other hand, we build a strong relationship with our customer, right? Because we know that what are their requirements beforehand, because we have a dashboards that is available out of the box, or we can also create our own dashboards. In the dashboards we can get that data insights which help us to know about our customer requirement beforehand, right? So we know that, okay, what are the going future, what may be required by our customers. So that help us to build a strong relationship with our customers, right? It help us to complete the sales process. So we, depending on that, what you are purchasing, or whether it's a product or service, or in fact I will say that every day, whenever we are going to buy something, so basically we perform a sales process, right? So it depends on that what you are buying. It can be very short, like for example, you are going to that departmental store and something, the product name, and you just ask for that product and you pay the price, and that sales process is over. But on the other hand, we have a long sales process. So when we are doing the long sales process, we have different stages. So all the stages information that we capture into the sales app. Okay, This app also help us to build the collaterals or sales brochures about our product or services, so that can be stored and created in the sales app, and the same can be shared with the customer if and when required. Okay, so when we have so many things, so obviously it will help us to close our sales very faster, right? So we have the required information, we have the customer data, and that details are there, so we can quickly fulfill our customer requirement using the sales app, right? Now we know that basic details of the sales app. So let's talk about the keywords that we will be using into that all these first party apps. The first one is the customer, and this is our centric point for any app that we will be discussing in the future as well, right? Customer is basically who are buying the service from us, who are buying the product from us. So okay, so whom we are serving, so that's basically a customer, right? So we can have different customers, so we will discuss that in the next slide. The next thing that you will hear about that when we'll discuss about the sales process is the lead. So lead is a basic information that we get from our customer, that okay, our customer is interested in some service or the product, or what we are providing, like what we are selling or we are producing. So all these that basic details that we capture into the lead table, or you can say the lead entity. Okay, then we have one called opportunity. This is the another table that we have in Dynamics 365, where we store that information about the customer requirement. So in the lead we have the basic details, and from that we proceed on the opportunity. In the opportunity we add the product or services. So we have the product catalog that is available into Dynamics 365, where we store our product and the services depending on that what you are working with, right? So those informations are captured into the opportunity. And then we have the code. The code is basically the you can say the formal document where we include the pricing information, right? So if we are selling the product, how much this going to cost to our customers, so all that details basically documented into the code details. And the another keyword that we have is the order. So in the order basically we capture that all the shipping informations, right? Apart from that what we have in the code, so we also provide capture the details of the address where we are going to ship our services or the product. So that's what we have the order. And then we have the invoicing. So this is the final stage where we get that price for the our services or the product. So this is basically where the sales process is basically completed. So these are the terms that you are going to hear when we will be discussing about that different processes or that apps into the our different sessions. Okay, so now we know that keyword, so let's jump into that. Our customer, what I said, that is basically that centric point for our the customer engagement. So customer is, as I said, that it can be an organization, or you can say that it can be an entity or a company or individual whom we are basically selling our goods or services or the product. Okay, so if we are dealing with any organization, so let's say for example if I have some product and there is a called company called ABC, and they are interested into our product, so we are going to capture the information of that company into the account object, into the account entity, or into the account table, right? So that is the account. The another one, let's say the product that I'm selling, so there is an individual person who is interested into my products or my services. So the individual, that the data we will be storing into the contact entity. So we have basically in the broad way two type of customer. One, organization that we use store into that account entity. Another one is the individual, and that's where is the contact. Okay, so these two things basically form a customer object for us. So we will see when in the demo we have a look up there, we can select either account or a contact. So as the customer can be account or a contact, right? So that what we have here for as a customer. Now we know that what is customer and we know that what is the keyword. So let's talk about the sales process, so sales life cycle. Okay, so as I said before, that whenever you are going to buy something, okay, whether it's a very small thing, you are just that departmental store, or you're going to that supermarket, or you're going to any big market, we have, so you have to follow some basic steps, right? So let's take an example that we just want to buy some couple of laptops or couple of computers, right? Or we have lots of hardware that we need to buy, right? So we go to the marketplace, and we go to that some store, some where we have that IT market, and we look for different stores there. So we look for different brands there, right? And we go there and we check that, okay, what is the price they are offering, right? We compare different pricing information, right? We do some kind of negotiations, and based on the negotiations we finalize the price. And once the price is finalized, we may provide the details like, okay, where you need to ship this hardwares to our office location, or to other our inventory, or maybe where our warehouse is there. So these kind of things that is performed, right, in all this. So these steps what we have performed, what we call is sales life cycle. Okay, so we have a standard sales life cycle that is part of the Dynamics 365. So that start with the first object that we have is the lead. Okay, so we have the first object that we start with the lead. In the lead we capture the basic details. Okay, what information they like, for example, the name, on their contact informations, their phone number, email details. Okay, and that if they are individuals, that's we just capture the first name and last name. And if they are belongs to some company, some organization, we also capture that information. And then we proceed to the next table, which is the opportunity. So there are some set of criteria, right, that which help us to identify, right? Okay, this is the right lead, is basically the kind of a potential customer, right? So this help us to identify that, okay, this customer is really interested into our service, and we are going to get some business from him or her, or from this organization. Then we move into the opportunity, where we fill some more details and the other product and services. So we capture that, okay, who was the stakeholder, like who is the decision maker, who is going to take that decision about the pricing and all those, or about that product and services. So all that information is basically captured into the opportunity. Okay, now next is the quote. In the quote we go and provide and generate that formal information about the pricing, and what is the basic details, that how much that real cost of this product. If we are going to offer some kind of discount, we also mention that there, right? And then we prepare a formal document that we share with the customer. And if the customer is agree, okay, we are good with this price, so we move to the next stage, which is the order. Otherwise we do revision on that, and maybe we provide some kind of a discount or more discount on that. And we have different options that we can do that. So we can revise the quote, and once we are final on that quote, we move to the order part. Okay, and as I said, order, we get that shipping information, and then final one is the invoicing. So this is the standard sales life cycle, but it depends on the organization to organization. They can say that, okay, we don't use the lead part, we start directly from the opportunity. Or maybe we use the lead part, we use the opportunity part, we use the quote part, and then we use the order. From order we transfer that information into the ERP system. So we don't use the invoicing, we don't create invoicing here, we just pass it from CRM to the ERP system, right? Or we can also, maybe there is another object or another table that we want to introduce here. So this sales process is, very flexible. So depending on the company requirement, it can be changed. We can move that, objects from here to there, depending on that. So what process we want to follow, that totally depends on the company, right? So this, now we know that sales process. So let's jump into that, how we capture that lead. So the basic idea of the lead is to identify that this, the customer, that basically they are inquiring for some services or the product. So they are really going to become our customer or not. Okay, so we store the basic information on the lead, and then we work on that. So there we have, our customer representative, or maybe we have a salesperson, so who work on these leads. So they call to the customer and get some more information, and they identify, okay, this customer is really interested in the deal or not. Okay, so you can see here, this is the basic form that we have for the lead, where we capture that, the basic details, like, okay, he's interested on this product or services. So what are the basic details, like first name, last name, and if he's from the organization, what is the job title. So all these information are basically captured here. Okay, and then you can see here, this is the another process that we have. So in the lead, we follow this internal process. So we have different stages on this, so we will discuss this on the next slide. But there we have this one thing that you see here, this is the lead source. Okay, so we can capture lead from the different sources. So maybe they are, directly, we are getting some call from the customer, or maybe we are doing some trade show, or maybe we have a public website, and we have, one form there where we say that, contact us, and customer, entering their basic details there and sending that information to us. So whenever they will post it, so we can have integrations that will, come into that CRM, and this list is basically there out of, if you want to customize it, you can do it yourself. You can add and remove options from here, and depending on that, from where you are capturing the basic data for creating the lead. So that can be captured here on the lead. So this is the capture the basic information about the lead, and then our salesperson start working on the lead part. Okay, so they will, you can see that this is an example of the traditional sales process. So we can see that, okay, we got that lead information and lead is created, and then we see that, okay, so salesperson will start interacting with the customer, and they will know more details on that. Okay, what is their specific requirements, or how soon they want to buy or get our services, or they are they are just doing some inquiry, and maybe in near future they will be buying our product. So those kind of things are basically captured here on the lead. So lead have a basic qualification criteria. Okay, so depending on the company, it can be different, right? So maybe some company, let's say they are saying that, okay, we only take bulk orders. So if there is some less amount of order, we don't take it. Just an example. Okay, so it could be anything depending on the company. So if the lead is qualified, so then we create it a new opportunity. If it's not qualified, then we simply disqualify, and the record is deactivated. Okay, so that deactivated record will be there for the lead, and now opportunity is created, and then we have that next stage, that is the develop stage. And here we will identify that, okay, so we will add some more details on the opportunity, like product and services. And here also we identify that, okay, this is a new customer, we got this inquiry, and that is coming from the new customer, or that is the existing customer that this opportunity we want to associate with. Okay, so depending on that, it's a organization or company, or a individual contact, so we can relate our customer into the opportunity. So they will again do this, just make sure that everything is filled there. So we have couple of information, and we can easily modify that. It's highly customizable. We can configure it or modify it. And then once we have that enough information on that opportunity, we move to the code create process. And here we provide that again the same thing, like the pricing details, the pricing discount details, and all that information that we entered here in the opportunity, that all come into the code part. So we don't need to enter anything new, just the other information which was not part of the code, sorry, the part of the opportunity only we entered here in the code. So all the information basically flow to the next table. Okay. So depending on the negotiations with the customer, so we do the revision and provide that best pricing for our product and services. And once that is accepted, then we create a order. So we have option to convert that record into the order. So just like we, from the lead, we convert lead to the, when it is qualified, we convert into the opportunity. Similarly, from the opportunity we have an option to create the code, and from the code we have the option to create the order. So when you click on the button create order, all the information follow from this code to the order. And then we put that address information there and our shipping information and all those there. Or once that is done, then we move to the next final stage, which is the invoice. Okay. So at any point of time we also have the provision. So for example, let's say if there is maybe there is some reason that a customer want to cancel that order, so they can cancel it here. Okay. So if they don't want to move further, they can cancel it here. So we have the option for as well for canceling that. So this is the standard sales process that we follow when we work on the lead side, and we follow from the lead to the opportunity and quote and our orders and the invoicing. Okay, that's, as I said, this is a traditional standard, but it can be customized and we can do that changes in that. Okay. So now we know that how to work with the lead. So let's have a quick look on the activity. So activity is basically where we capture all the interaction with our customers. So whether we are doing a phone call, or we are getting some emails, or we are sending email to the customer, or we are creating some reminder task to us that okay, I need to get some document detail from the customer, or maybe I need to get some basic information or some other information that missing. Okay, which is required for the opportunity or any set of table. So all that information is basically handled under the activities. So we have different options that you can see. This is the timeline that you will mostly see on that every records here. So any interaction that will be visible here in the, here you can see that we have option to create that different activities. So these activities are available here. When you will click on the plus sign, so you can select we want what activity you want to capture. So that you can select that option, and then it will open the window where you can fill that information. And when you will submit and complete that, automatically you will see that record here. So which you can if you want to easily capture and you see the history of the interaction, you can see on the timeline, and you can also open it quickly from here. Okay. So that kind of thing that we have in that activity. And activities are basically related for all of our sales entities, and you can create capture that activity for any table that we discuss on that sales process. Okay. So the task is basically normal follow up things that we want to do. Appointment is basically when we do want to do a meeting. So it's maybe it's a online meeting, team meeting, or maybe it's a offline meeting. You want to visit the customer, or customer is visiting to you, or you want to have the email tracking. So that can be also done on this here, or the phone call if you are doing this phone call to the customer. Okay. So the out of the box we don't have here, but it can be we can do that integration, and we can have the CTI integrations can be done here. So we have the team integration. You can initiate the call from the CRM interface itself, sales interface itself. You can do that. Okay, so this is all about for that activities. And now we will jump into the demo, and we will show you all this part into the demo environment. So I will pass my mic to my friend Venkata. So Venkat, you can share your screen.
Yes, sure. Hope you can see my screen. Yeah. So hi everyone. I hope you got good information regarding the introduction of the sales app and what are the main entities that are being used. So as I said you before in the first session of our so okay, if you observe here, we do have this is the sales trial dashboard, and here, if you observe the activities that just now Mahender explained, the calendar, tasks, and calls, the phone calls, all these things, and comes here and sit here in these particular activities. Okay, so tasks, whatever the tasks that are being created, those all comes and sit here. So I have not created any particular tasks, so just these are the tasks that has been created. And any calendars, if I have been created them, it will come and sit here. If we go and see the all appointments, then I will see all these appointments. The same way for the calls, if I have respective calls, so just I did the calls for today, all these things. Okay, so the main important part here is in the pipeline. You can see in the breadcrumb this pipeline of the navigation, the leads, opportunities. So sales, these are the two eyes you can consider, leads and opportunities. Okay, so if you go ahead and see, right, just if you click on the leads, by default all the leads that you will see it, all the open leads and all these details that you can get visible. So by default we'll get all these default views that are present, which are out of box in nature. So before going to that, right, just we do have, as mentioned earlier, for customers they could be a contacts or an accounts example. So on behalf of one particular company, uh, we generally call it as an organization or an account. We get this particular lead, the inquiry, or just as an individual, as a normal retailer, or who are interested to buy a phone, that we consider as an contact. So don't get confused here. Basically, a customer can be a contact or an account or a list of accounts or the list of contacts. Okay, so but in a nutshell, just for sales process, who from where we will get it is we can get this sales process get initiated through the inquiries through the contacts or from the accounts. So basically, as mentioned before, these are the leads that are present. So let me zoom it a bit again. So I will click on this particular new, right. So this is a quick view form where with the minimal information you can simply create an lead. So just I am saying like, okay, I wanted to know about the Windows products, like the Xbox, uh, or else just I wanted to have the details about it. So what is my budget? Just I will be telling some random number here, and the purchase time. This the I wanted to seeing the as an immediate. So to make it more sense, just I will say that the mobile phone, okay, and immediate, and the lead source, how I got these details, right. As mentioned, the advertisement, employee referral. Advertisement through in the form of the news, you may get it. Employee referral, just in case if this product is being given in the form of an company, where if you get an employee referral you get the details. Or else if you wanted to buy a particular product, where if you wanted to gain some kind of referral amount and all these all things that will be happen. So these are, you can say, basically uh, these are the different streams where we can create the leads. So obviously we can get inquiries through advertisement, through employee referrals, through external referral, through partner, through public relations, through the seminars. Just I, if suppose for my product I went to a seminar and I have conducted it, so there I can get that particular lead. Okay, few of the members out of 100 members, 5 members are interested. So if at all um, while I'm interacting with that particular person, right? I can give it. So the trade show, web, and word of mouth, and other. Okay. So just I'll say that for the time being, it is an other. What is the lead person? Just uh, Mark, and Smith was the name, and he is from Mark Company. Or just imagine that he is an individual person. Mark at the rate of gmail.com. Just these are not mandatory, only the last name is the mandatory. Just I can quickly create it. Okay, so if you observe whatever the lead that I have created, this comes and sits here. So if I wanted to open that particular lead, so let me show it in an aerial view. Okay, this was an, if you observe here, it is in the pipeline, the lead, and I have opened this particular Mark Smith as a particular lead. So now for this particular lead, as mentioned, right, let me zoom in here. Just I wanted to have include one particular so there are different tabs that are present. The summary, details, and the related details are also present. So just I am not at all interested on these details. So just I am going to the summary, and then I am going to click on the create timeline record. Just what I am saying here. So, okay, I got this Mark Smith. He was interested on my particular product. So, what as in sales representative, what I'm going to do, right? Just I'm going to call the Mark Smith like the follow up per mobile phone details. So just I'm calling, and direction as, see, there are two ways that we can go. That is incoming, if at all from customer, if I get the details, that is incoming call. If I call as a sales representative to the customer, it is an outgoing. I will keep it as is. Just I can give some kind of the number which that is provided by the customer. Duration, just I book for 30 minutes and all. Just the priority is a normal. So just I will what I'll do, just I will save and close it. So with that, at the background, a phone activity that has been created. So if you observe, this is comes in my timeline. What is the benefit here? If at all, any of the person, if they wanted to look at this particular lead that was generated by the Mark Smith, there is no need for them to go and speak with the sales representative or the sales guy who has created this particular lead. Obviously, they can simply see this particular timeline. Okay, so as Venkat, just I have called Mark Smith and I got all the details, and then just what I can do, right? Just I can do this. I can do few ways that I can assign to the other person, or else just I got the required information, and the customer was satisfied, and then just I'm closing that activity. What was my activity that needs to be done? Is a follow-up call to the customer. So I made it, and I'm marking as the state and status as with relevant details, and just I'm closing the phone call. So now, if you observe here, so if you observe here in the timeline, this phone call has been captured, and I got all the details from it. Now I feel after the interaction, right, what I'm doing, right, so the customer Mark Smith was interested to get this particular mobile phone. Initially just he was inquiring. After that, just he was very much interested with my product, and as a result, the lead will convert to an opportunity. Till that time, during this lead process, I am not sure whether the person who has called will definitely buy my particular product. But after having a conversation, then based upon the confidence that I got it from the customer, then I will surely uh, I can surely tell that, okay, this is an opportunity for us as a company, so that a customer can buy my particular product. So for that, just I will be qualifying my particular lead. Okay, so just it will take some time for processing. So what was happening at the background? So if you observe, right, an opportunity will gets created, and whatever the details that are present in the lead, like the contact, who is the contact that has called us for the product and all. So those all details will get copied at the background with an out of box way, like from the lead, and it gets captured into an opportunity. That means a single record gets created in an opportunity automatically, and the required values that are present in the leads, that gets carried into this particular opportunity. So there is no manual intervention here, just a lead gets qualified into an particular opportunity. So if you observe right, the topic is the mobile phone, and the contact, who was the contact that we got it is the Mark Smith. And purchase time frame, it is an immediate. So as usual, the currency, just you have to mention this particular currency for sure, and what is the budget amount, it is of your choice. And if you wanted to add some more products, right, that we will be going and covering in the coming sessions, so products and codes can also be present in the opportunity. So this is how an opportunity can be created automatically whenever we qualify any particular lead. So this is, if you observe and go to the opportunities and observe, right, you can definitely see all my open opportunities. If you go and see my open opportunities, you should see here the mobile, which just now I have created. If you open that one, in the right side tab, you can see this particular mobile. So if you observe, right, this is an automatically sensing the mood, the particular most probability of the customer, that okay, how is the interaction, based upon the interaction, automatically we will get this particular rating for it. Okay, this is how that we will be getting it. And so my opportunities, if you wanted to see the all opportunities, then there is certain dashboard that is present, and after beside the dashboard I have all the opportunities that are present. So let me go back a bit. So if you observe, right, already as I have uh, qualified the lead, I don't see that particular lead that are present here in the list of all the leads. Okay, so in list of my open leads, as the lead was qualified, it will move out of from the open lead, and it go and sit in this particular closed lead. If you observe, the lead has been closed um, from this particular queue, and it is been the status as qualified. Okay, so and also if you observe here, once any particular lead gets qualified, right, these all process will be just it will be in read only. Okay, so all these things will get read only. And also as mentioned earlier, there are different stages that are present, which we call it as an business process, like the step on process of qualifying, developing and all. These all things that you will be getting into the more details in the particular coming sessions. And also before going that, we also can create different kinds of activities, like the session note, customer voice alert, and the meeting in the email, and also the task also you can go it. And also see, all the leads may not turn into an opportunities. So in that case, right, few of the leads, if you observe this is a sample record where this lead is still going on. If you observe, right, the interaction has been occurred 34 days before. So what was happened, right, till 34 days I have not got any information from the customer, so simply I can disqualify it. So what I am doing, right, just so no longer interested. So as the customer was not at all interested, this goes and sit as an in the it goes and sit in the all my closed leads. So I'm just moving out into from the open to the closed ones. Just if you observe, right, it is was an disqualified. The reason behind is the because of the various customer priorities, Rachel was not interested to buy our particular product. So this is all about. And if you wanted to learn more about this Dynamics 365 sales, Then Microsoft documentation was present, which is an very much good documentation that was given by Microsoft, where you can simply go and see it here. So if you observe here, these are the things that has been explained by Mahender earlier. So this is the review sales life cycle that are present. So just a lead, opportunity, quote, order, and invoice. And this is the example sales process that are all present. So, so Mahender, if you wanted to add something, you can add.
Yeah, thanks, Venkata. So yeah, so we have covered the basic details of the sales app, today. So we discuss about the lead, we discuss about the customers. So what are the different type of customers, and we saw that when we convert a lead and that customer information is created, the contact and the organization record is created, right? So and then we can move this further to the opportunity. So we will be discussing more on that other tables in the coming sessions. So we are keeping two sessions, one the second Friday, and one is the fourth Friday. So now we are taking basically two parallel sessions. So this session we discuss about the sales app. In the next session we are going to discuss about the power platform. So we will start with the canvas app, so that we have two parallel streams are going on. And you can all that our sessions are recorded, and you can watch them on the C Sharp Corner live TV on the YouTube. And you can just share that all of this with your friends, and so that they can also get benefited of this topics and what we are going to cover here in the coming sessions as well. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me or Venkata, and we will try to best our to get your queries answered. Okay, so and yeah, I think that's what we wanted to cover today. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, everyone.